Hi there, it's Elise Kopp, your realtor here in Las Vegas. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Happy to have you here either way. For today's video, I wanted to talk about some pros and cons to living in one of our neighborhoods here in the greater Las Vegas area. It's going to be a very popular neighborhood, and that is going to be Summerlin North. Now, before we dive into Summerlin North and the pros and cons to living in this area, just want to take this time to introduce myself. My name is Elise Kopp. I am a realtor here in the greater Las Vegas area. I do specialize in our 55 plus communities, but I'm not just limited to 55 plus communities. We've got all sorts of traditional, new build communities, already established communities. So if you find yourself considering a potential move to the Las Vegas area, I'd love to learn a little bit more about your story, see if Las Vegas might be the right fit for you, and if we may be a good fit. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a big thumbs up on today's video and subscribe to my channel. It's free. It really helps me in making these videos for you, and I really appreciate your support. So let's just dive right in. Let's talk a little bit about Summerlin North and the pros and cons to living in the area. Now, if you're not familiar with Summerlin North is going to be one of the three large areas in Summerlin. You do have Summerlin North, Summerlin West, and Summerlin South. So Summerlin North is going to be that northernmost portion of Summerlin. And if you're not familiar with Summerlin is a master planned community located on the western portion of the Las Vegas Valley, developed by the Howard Hughes Corporation. And you've got dozens of villages all throughout Summerlin, over 150 miles in walking and biking trails that connects each of the villages to each other. You also have downtown Summerlin, the Las Vegas Ballpark, Red Rock Resort and Casino, all your major shops and restaurants, whether it be Costco, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, all within the Summerlin area. So if you like the idea of living an active lifestyle and having easy accessibility to absolutely everything, Summerlin is going to give you that lifestyle. Let's start off on a positive note. Let's talk about some of the pros to living in Summerlin North. The first pro I wanted to share with you is going to be the fact that you have absolutely beautiful, mature, lush landscaping in Summerlin North. Because Summerlin North was the original of the three areas developed in the Summerlin area, you are going to find that the homes and the area have that mature, lush landscaping. Just because of the age of the homes, homes were built anywhere from the late 80s into the early 2000s. So if you like the idea of having that beautiful, lush landscaping, that is not very common to find in the greater Vegas Valley or the desert. Definitely something to consider. The second pro is going to just add on to what I was just sharing with you about the Summerlin area as a whole, and that is going to be the fact that you've got really easy accessibility to everything in Summerlin North, whether it be shops, restaurants, medical, grocery stores. You're going to have everything just minutes away from you, 5 to 10 minutes away tops. So if you like the idea of having that easy accessibility, definitely a big pro. The third pro to living in Summerlin North is going to be the fact that you are at a higher elevation point, so it is going to be a little bit cooler in Summerlin North in relation to the Strip and the airport. Summerlin North can be anywhere from 5 to 15 degrees cooler than the Las Vegas Strip or the airport, depending on which part of Summerlin North you're situated in. So if you like the idea of being a little bit cooler, a little bit breezier, definitely a big pro for this area. The fourth pro to living in Summerlin North is going to be the fact that you can get plenty of land and backyard potentially, especially in comparison to some of our newer villages in Summerlin. Summerlin West is absolutely beautiful, but because it's brand new construction, builders are trying to build as much as they can on as little land possible. And because of the time that Summerlin North was built, it is possible to get much more land than you potentially could get in some of the other parts of Summerlin, and potentially pay a fraction of the cost because it's an already established area. The fifth pro to living in Summerlin North is adding on to what I just shared with you, and that is going to be the fact that Summerlin North is fully built out and developed, meaning it is an established area. So if you don't like the idea of having dirt and construction for years and years to come, or you don't like the idea of waiting for the surrounding areas to develop, Summerlin North is already established and it's beautiful. So all the infrastructure is already in place, definitely a big pro to living in the area. And the sixth and final pro I'm going to be sharing with you are going to be the views that you could potentially get in Summerlin North. So whether you like the idea of looking at the mountains or seeing the Las Vegas city lights, Summerlin North does offer really great views, and part of that is because it is higher in elevation and because it is closer to the mountains. So if you like the idea of views, definitely something to consider. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the cons to living in Summerlin North. The first con is going to be the fact that there are older homes in Summerlin North. Now, just to be very clear, older homes does not mean homes that are not updated. Because Summerlin North started in the late 80s onwards, you are going to find a fair share of homes that have been completely upgraded and updated, whether it be flooring, cabinets, countertops, knocking walls down, etc., etc. You will see that done by some of the homeowners in the area or investors. So if you like the idea of having a modern, new looking home, you could definitely find that in Summerlin North. But if you do like the idea of having brand new construction or newer construction, the homes in Summerlin North are going to be your oldest homes in the Summerlin area, so definitely something you may want to consider. The second con to living in Summerlin North is going to be the fact that you do pay the Summerlin premium. Now, Summerlin as a whole is going to command a premium, and part of that is because of the lifestyle we're talking about, whether it be the parks and the walking trails and having easy access to the shops and the restaurants and the medical, etc., etc. And with that does come a premium in home prices. So if you are comparing Summerlin North to other pockets of the valley outside of Summerlin, you can find a Summerlin premium ranging anywhere from, 50 grand all the way up to the six figures, depending on which pocket of the valley you're comparing Summerlin to. So definitely something to keep in mind. The third con to living in Summerlin North is really just a personal preference. So this one may come across a little bit silly to some folks, but that is going to be the fact that Summerlin North has a lot of roundabouts. So if you do not like the idea of driving with roundabouts, you do have a ton in Summerlin North in comparison to Summerlin South or Summerlin West and other pockets of the valley. So I know it's a little bit silly, but could potentially be a con depending on you and your preferences. Okay, and the fourth and final con I'll be sharing with you today is going to be the fact that Summerlin North is the oldest portion of Summerlin. So for some folks that might be a positive. As I shared with you earlier, the area is already established and developed. For others, it might not be a positive, right? The homes in Summerlin North are going to be older than other pockets of Summerlin, and the surrounding areas are going to be older. So if Summerlin North is something you're interested in, I highly recommend getting in the car, driving around, seeing the area in person to see if it feels comfortable to you. It's a beautiful neighborhood. It really is just going to come down to personal preference. But I hope today's video gave you a good idea for some of the pros and the cons to living in Summerlin North. I hope you walk away from this video taking away something new, or perhaps this video makes you that much more interested in Summerlin North. As I shared with you before, Summerlin North is not the only area I service, so if you are interested in comparing Summerlin North to some of the other parts of Summerlin, or even just other pockets of the greater Las Vegas Valley, I will leave my phone number here on the screen. I'd love to help you in that discovery process, and that way you can see if Las Vegas and the Summerlin area, if it is for you or not. But at least you walk away having a good idea and you feel good about whichever direction you do decide to go. So that is all I've got for today's video. I hope you have a great day. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.